Imagine going to file your taxes only to find out someone has stolen your identity. It happened to one Madison man.
Yeah, now he tells News 2's Nikki McGee he'll be waiting a long time to get his money back. Nikki.
Well, Tori, Kendall, Brandon Boggs got a call from the CPA back in March letting him know that someone had already filed taxes under his name. When Boggs called the IRS, he says they were days away from sending out a $22,000 refund on his behalf. Though thankfully that was stopped. However, he may not actually see his new return until 2026. Checking off taxes on your to-do list would typically be a good thing. However, that wasn't the case for Brandon Boggs when he got a strange call from his CPA.
We got a call like early March saying, hey, I tried to file your taxes for you. Wouldn't let me. It says that you had already filed your taxes. And I said, oh, that's weird.
When Boggs did call the IRS, he says they were days away from sending a massive return to a bank account that wasn't his.
I think $22,000 is the return they were looking for. Ours is way lower than that.
But perhaps the biggest shock when he learned how long it would take to get his actual return.
I called them this past Monday and said, hey, just following up to see where we're at. And that's when they told me it'd be 493 days to get the tax return that we were owed.
Boggs is now stuck waiting until 2026 on his $5,800 refund.
My wife had recently lost her job in 2025, and so she's being creative and coming up with new things to do, but the refund meant a lot to us. We were going to celebrate our anniversary this year with this money.
Also being put on hold, the deposit for their 10-year anniversary trip. The local Better Business Bureau says this type of scam is more common than you'd think.
And typically the victim doesn't even know they've been scammed until they file their own taxes and they're rejected.
And it typically means the bad actor at least has your social security number and date of birth.
You know, the other type of tax scam we see is false calls coming in where they're saying your taxes are past due.
Even with the fraudulent filing, Boggs feels the almost 500-day wait on his return is a bit excessive.
I'm hopeful maybe sometime soon, but in reality it might be 2026 before we see this tax return.
Now, Boggs says he and his wife also had fraudulent charges on their credit cards and have since frozen their credit. The BBB says if this happens to you, you should call the Taxpayer Advocacy Services Office at the IRS for help. Kendall, Tori.